Hey, scholars. For many of us, we've never actually seen a financial report. We've never looked at it. So it's probably worth our time to take a few moments and look at one. And we're going to take a look at this entity. Now, this entity, I happen to know one of the financial officers who's primarily responsible for helping develop the numbers. Good friend, actually lives in my hometown. She and her husband, their kids, and my kids actually played travel soccer together for many, many years. And her husband and I were officers on the travel soccer team. And I know she's done a great job. So I want to share with you some of the information that's here to help you understand the flow of how these things go. So let's take a look at all the pages. Don't get bogged down in the numbers. It's just, what does it look like? That's all we're trying to get you to feel comfortable with. So let's share this information together. All right, first of all, we're looking at a digital industry for General Electric. You'll notice on the next page, we have all the pictures of all the important officers and little bit of information about how we performed against our operating goals. That's just other information. We also have some other information on the next page as well, where we're going to be showing revenues as a simple number. We're going to show industrial operating. We're going to show GAAP earnings per share. We're going to show major portfolio changes. And we're going to show how we performed against our operating goals there as well. The next item is something called MD&A, Management's Discussion and Analysis. This is a required supplementary bit of information for all publicly traded companies. This is where management is supposed to give their interpretation of their results. The proverbial, we want to see the results through the eyes of management. Management is obligated to tell us about known trends and uncertainties regarding MD&A. You'll notice on the next page here, this is the combined auditor's opinion. And you'll notice because GE is publicly traded, it's the report of the independent registered public accounting firm. And then we have all of our related paragraphs associated there. But we've spent a lot of time, just wanted to show you that there it is. And by the way, you'll notice the firm, the address, and the date. We then have the required financial statements per GAAP. Here you have some of the information, including the statement of earnings. And that actually continues on to the next page. You'll notice that we're showing you not only the current year, but 2 preceding years. And then we not only do it for the parent company, but for the financial services entity as well. That would also bleed onto the following page, showing you the net earnings, other comprehensive income, etc. Then on the next page, still part of the financial statements, is their consolidated statements of changes in shareholders' equity. So income bleeds into equity, and then equity will help us understand that's right, the balance sheet. So we go to the next slide and page, and we can see that we actually have all of the assets, the liabilities, and then the equity has also been brought over as well. This is all part of the required financial statements. What I find interesting is on our next slide here, we also have the following. We have the breakout, once again, between GE and the financial services aspect for both the current year and the previous year. So we're showing the breakout. And then we have our statement of cash flows. We're showing the operating, the investing, financing, and ultimately how it ultimately bleeds through, which is shown on the next page in a breakout. You'll see that we're now showing it between both GE and the financial services part of the company. We also have some important quarterly information that we're reporting here. And we thought this was useful to understand. It's also required supplementary information, and it's footnote required by the SEC, but not required by GAAP. So you get an idea of what the financial statements would look like and what some of the information that you as an auditor would be required to be inspecting and reviewing.